Shopify's checkout is used by over 1.7 million merchants. Inside it, there's a toggle that, if you flip it on, will quietly cost you 4.2% of your revenue, and you won't even get a warning. And merchants' review says that this is not just a theory. So I ran Shopify's checkout settings through a full UX failure analysis, found 6 broken UX patterns, and then used Figr to redesign the whole settings flow from scratch. The prototypes is already live, but stick around, because the failures I found aren't just a Shopify problem. I've seen every single one of them inside other products, including probably yours. See, here's what Shopify's checkout settings actually look like right now. One long scroll, contact information, form fields, organized by data category, not by anything a merchant is actually trying to do. That structure has a cost. When I mapped these settings against the support ticket data, 6 failure patterns came up. Together, they're behind confusion, information overload in setting up your checkout flow. I will take you through 3 of them in detail. The first one, silent dependencies. When a merchant enables SMS marketing in the checkout settings and goes to their storefront to test the new opt-in checkbox, they actually see nothing. There's no error or warning, it's just missing. Here's what actually happened. SMS marketing only shows up in a checkout if the phone numbers field is set to optional or required. If it is set to don't include, an option buried in a completely separate section, the checkbox silently vanishes. And there is zero indication anywhere on the page that these 2 settings are connected together. That's what I mean by a silent dependency. 2 settings that are actually dependent but are presented like they have nothing to do with each other. It's like a light switch in one room controlling a lamp in another, but nobody drew you a map. Now we come to failure 2, dangerous defaults. This one took a checkout offline for 4 hours. Shopify has a custom script field that lets you inject a custom JavaScript code directly into the checkout. It is useful for tracking pixels, but is also completely unsandboxed. Add a Facebook pixel or a script with a syntax error and the checkout goes white screen. No validation, no previews, no rollback warning. But the more common version of this problem is quieter. The customer account required is a normal toggle and has the same visual weight as include order notes. And if you flip it on, you've just lost 4.2% of the conversions and there's no warnings. High stakes settings getting the same UI treatment as the zero stakes one is a dangerous UX pattern. Now we'll come to failure 3, misleading features name. There's a feature in Shopify checkout rules called age verification. A wine merchant turned it on and ran their store for 8 months thinking they were covered. What they never realized was that it's not a verification. It's actually just a checkbox that says, I confirm I'm 21 years or older. It's completely self-declared. They only found out when a minor completed a purchase and naturally their license was at risk. Age self-declaration checkbox is the more accurate name for this setting. The shorter name cost merchant 8 months of false confidence. So once I have the failure map, I take it into Figr. What's different about Figr is that it doesn't just generate screens, it reviews why a design is failing before it touches anything. So you upload a UI, give it context and run a UX review. Figr's review is grounded in patterns from 200,000 real UX patterns and psychology principles. It's not flagging things because they look off, it's running your design against what actually works in production settings interfaces. It confirms all the 6 patterns. It also caught something I'd nearly missed. The high conversion settings in checkouts from Apple Pay, Google Pay, Shop Pay weren't in the checkout settings. They were split off into a separate payment section. The settings with the most upside were invisible from the page that's supposed to manage the checkout. So from there, I asked Figr to restructure the information architecture organized by what a merchant is actually trying to do. 4 tabs: contact and express checkout, marketing and tracking, compliance and localization, rules and restrictions. High traffic settings first, complex, error-prone settings last, with more explanation around them, not less. So here's how the silent dependencies get handled. When the phone field is set to don't include, SMS marketing grays out, and a yellow inline banner explains exactly why and what to change. Linked settings have a visible chain icon, not a modal or a help article. It's right there when you need it. Customer account required now shows a minus 4.2% conversion warning the moment you go to enable it. Express checkout options show green plus 2.1% badges, and the page finally tells you what the stakes are before you flip a toggle. Age verification is renamed to age self-declaration, explicit disclaimer that it is not legal ID verification, and along with links to tools that actually are. Prototype is live. Click through the full thing in the description. Now let's talk about the broader lesson here. Shopify has world-class engineers, so this clearly is not a talent problem. When you organize settings by data category instead of user intent, related settings end up in different sections. When every toggle looks the same way, merchants treat dangerous ones the same way they treat harmless ones. When you name a feature for brevity instead of accuracy, people build assumptions around the name. These are not Shopify-specific failures. These problems exist in complex setting pages across the products I've reviewed. They're not bugs, they're debt you accumulate when the settings page grows faster than the UX thinking around it. Here's a quick test. Open your product setting page and right now, and scroll slowly. Ask yourself which of these toggles have hidden dependencies or which one have stakes I have not communicated to the user. The full redesign prototype is in the description. It was built in Figr while preserving the Shopify's visual language, and all 6 failure patterns were addressed. If you want to run this same analysis on your own product, Figr's UX review is the tool for you. That link is also there in the description. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one.